My name is Mark Nicholas, and I am the owner here at Manhattan Beach Studios. Manhattan Beach Studios is located just on Rosecrans Boulevard. It's tucked into a film complex that is at Redondo Boulevard and Douglas Avenue, and sort of just west of Aviation. The studio is tucked away a little bit. It's tried to stay under the radar for a long time. The goal of the studio really was to be able to do some pretty amazing work without drawing too much attention to itself, and for a long time it accomplished that. It's important to distinguish between MBS Media Campus and Manhattan Beach Studios as we think about the role in the community. MBS Media Campus is truly a jewel. It is, in my opinion, the most technologically advanced movie lot in the world. It's the home of the volumetric stages and Avatar and things like that have really reinvented the future of filmmaking. And so we are very privileged to be located here. It's a real break. We get to be around the technology and around the enthusiasm and the creative energy. I think in that sense, Manhattan Beach has an incredible jewel that is rather unique and largely unknown to the population. Manhattan Beach Studios is really the only working stage on the lot. We take clients of any kind, whether it's an interview or a corporate thing or a podcast or show or a photo shoot. We're a stage that is truly open to the public, and it has always been a concern of ours that we were tied to this behemoth that is behind security gates. And so our mission has been to try to soften that. Our slogan, our motto is "Welcome home, it's our pleasure." We try to disarm people who come here because it is a scary place at times. If you come onto this campus and onto our stage, it's easy to become intimidated. And yet it's our goal to try to make sure that we're a community resource. And so welcome home, it's our pleasure, and showing up at different events around town and getting to know the leadership of Manhattan Beach has always been a big priority, making sure we're available for school trips, things like that continue to make ourselves available to the community so that we have something that we can share. My career started out as a lawyer, although before I was a lawyer, I was doing things in the entertainment business. I was already a musician and already supporting the technology of the new digital video editing trends and things like that. I was in it from the very beginning, but really, truly as a hobbyist. And then throughout the majority of my time as a lawyer, I was taking my vacations and traveling the world as a hobbyist photographer, and I was taking on video projects and things like that for buddies. And I was tied to a couple of my friends who have become very successful filmmakers and supporting them. So in 2013, when it was time to abandon my former life, I already had a base of knowledge, already had a portfolio and magazine covers and things like that. And I wasn't sure exactly what direction my creative future was going to bring. I didn't know for sure that I would ever be a studio owner, for instance, but I knew that I wanted to spend my life creating content and using a camera and working with the public and things like that, things I didn't get to do as a lawyer. The question about what Manhattan Beach Studios does in terms of a podcast is sort of interesting. It is fundamental when I think about what a podcast is to say that nobody actually knows what a podcast is. A podcast started out as something where there was audio, there was a microphone, and that was it. And then there was a video blogs or vlogging, which involved a camera. And now these days, when somebody comes to me and they say they want to do a podcast, that could mean anything. It could mean audio, it could mean cameras, it could mean a full-on show. They could just as soon be on regular television. We don't really know what it means. And so one of the great things that's happened over the last few years is all of these technologies have become available to common people, which allows anybody who has decided to do something in the audio video community to be able to accomplish that goal. And that's sort of under this umbrella called a podcast. But what it means practically is that if you have a message or an idea or a product or anything really, something to entertain, that there's a mechanism to be able to do that. And one of the things that we do is we provide that mechanism. So when someone walks through the door and they say, well, we want to do a podcast, me having no idea what it means says, well, what does that mean to you? What's your vision? And we're able to now put regular people, we are able to align regular people with any vision that they have. It could look like any TV show or any radio show, anything that they want to do. So I think when I think podcast, I think about the dream that people have to be able to convey some kind of a message. And that's what we do. So in that sense, we really help people fulfill their dreams.